Hello, everybody. Can you hear me?
Hello, everyone. Can you guys hear me?
Hi.
Hi. Yes, it was supposed to start at 12. I'm not sure what's going on.
Right. We were having some issues, but they're just a little housekeeping. You have 45 minutes for your sessions, and they're all being recorded. And so if you want to share your screen, you just hit the share your screen button, things of that nature. And also, I have one more housekeeping rule for you, and then we can get it started. Yes, DriveCan, they're going to send you a list of the registered students who were on your webinar with the question and answers and the questions for StriveCan as well. And if you have any, you can go to help@strivecan.com. So I'm going to let you all get started.
All right, thank you. Tell me when to go. All right, so are we ready now? Are we ready? Hello, everyone. My name is Jessica Nettles. I am a recruiter with Horry, Georgetown Technical College. And today I'll be telling you all a little bit more about Horry, Georgetown Technical College and what we have to offer at our school. So let's get up, future Gators. All right, so that was a beautiful video that was narrated by the president of our college, Dr. Marilyn Ford, and that just gives you guys an overview of HGTC and what we have to offer. Now, at HGTC, we want to make sure that we are reflecting the communities that we serve. So a lot of our programs at HGTC are going to be geared towards the industry in the area. So we have a lot of allied health science programs, a lot of advanced manufacturing programs, and we also have university transfer programs because we are close to coastal Carolina. Now we also want to make sure that we're preparing students for high demand, high wage jobs. What that means is that we are providing students with all the support services that they need while they are on campus. And one incentive to students while they are on campus is utilizing the resources such as the tutoring center, utilizing resources such as the career services center, so that you can be prepared to go out into the working world whenever that time comes. Now, we also want to make sure that quality higher education is accessible and affordable. I'm going to show you guys later on how our tuition compares to other tuitions around the state of South Carolina. Now, enrollment is about 9,000 students. We are the fourth largest technical college, and we have the lowest in-state tuition currently as of 2019. Now, we do offer more than 65 study, and then of course we have 4 strategic locations. That's in Conway, Grand Strand, Georgetown, and we also have our Distance Learning Institute. And for those who are interested in doing coursework online, we do offer online coursework as well, especially now during the pandemic. Now, of course, as I stated earlier, some of our 65 programs of study are within 12 academic areas. So of course we have that advanced manufacturing, the arts and sciences and university transfer, business administration, the International Culinary Institute of Myrtle Beach. We have our Distance Learning Institute where you can take business administration fully online, or you can take medical administrative office assistant fully online. We also have engineering technology, general technology, health science technology, information technology, digital arts and administrative office technology, natural resources technology, personal care and related health services, and then of course, public service technology and legal studies. So that is what we offer within our 12 academic areas. Now, of course, our Advanced Manufacturing Center, that is one of the popular areas of study at HGTC. Of course, if you are looking to be in school for a short period of time and come out making a very livable wage, then and also if you are someone who is very hands-on, then you may want to consider a career within the advanced manufacturing field. So with our advanced manufacturing, we do offer advanced welding technology, machine tool technology. We also have residential HVAC service technician. We just added diesel mechanic technology, which is working on diesel engines. And then of course we have outboard marine technology that we added as well, and that's working on boat motors. And so in addition to that, it's mechatronics technology, which can be taken at our Georgetown Center for Advanced Manufacturing. So if you were ever to visit the Conway or Myrtle Beach area or Georgetown area, we do have an advanced manufacturing center in the Conway area, as well as one down in Georgetown. And this is just an overview of our advanced manufacturing center. Got it. All right, so let's run that back. I know someone said that the volume isn't working.
Are you ready? Ready to work in a fast-paced industry? where hands-on meets high-tech.
It's what industry needs. Skilled workers like me. Like you.
Did I mention top-of-the-line equipment?
Hands-on training.
Taught by the industry's leading professionals.
Preparing you for the future of manufacturing.
There are people who exist who can make these crazy precise parts. These very intricate geometries and all these fancy little shapes on a part. There's people who can make that with a very high degree of precision. And that kind of sparked my interest. I go through all my tools, like I make all my cuts, I take all these precise measurements. At the end of it is a part. And so that's a very satisfying thing.
The need around here is definitely growing. We get more phone calls and contacts all the time of new and developing industry that's coming to the area, looking for students that have the skills to fill the position.
GE Aviation actually came and talked to us about that they wanted to hire some of us, well, all of us really, to come work there. They came and talked to us for about 2 hours, and they showed us what they did there, and I really like that company there in Wilmington.
Mechatronics students will be employable throughout the state and also the nation with companies such as BMW, GE, any kind of airline, any type of fabrication or assembly line.
What's being built here is a foundation. I can take what I learn here and I can apply it to most other machines.
All right, and I apologize. I know someone stated that the volume was not working and you guys were able to hear the video now. Can you hear me now? Still? Awesome. So we'll move on to the next slide, but that is an overview of our Advanced Manufacturing Center. And as I stated earlier, we do have 2 Advanced Manufacturing Centers, one on the Georgetown campus and the other one on the Conway campus. Now, we also are the leader in health science technology right now. We have our nursing program, ADN. A lot of students come to HGTC to do their 2-year associate degree in nursing. And they take that degree and then they go on to many other places beyond HGTC. If you're interested in having a career in if you're interested in having a career as a nurse practitioner, a lot of students start off at HGTC because, of course, the tuition is lower. Transfer over to a 4-year college where they do their bachelor's online, fully online, and then from there go on to their master's program. But we, in addition to our ADN program, we also have our LPN program. We also have our dental hygiene program, which is a phenomenal program at HGTC. We have a dental hygiene clinic. And with that particular dental hygiene clinic, students are practicing alongside practicing dentists from the Medical University of South Carolina. So that's a cool incentive about that particular program. If you're interested in physical therapy, I know a lot of students are interested in sports medicine. We have physical therapist assistant as a degree. We also just added vascular sonography. So for those people who are interested in x-rays and seeing different body parts on an x-ray screen, we do have vascular sonography, which we recently added, but you would have to take that diagnostic medical sonography first. And the diagnostic medical sonography program would allow you to look at ultrasound. So if you are familiar with doing ultrasounds on expecting mothers, that's what that diagnostic medical sonography degree would get you. Now, we also have the International Culinary Institute of Myrtle Beach. The International Culinary Institute of Myrtle Beach is located on our Grand Strand campus. our Culinary Institute is unique in the fact that we do have a baking and pastry arts associate degree. That's pretty cool. Students come to our college for 2 years. And while they're in that culinary program at HGTC, they also have the opportunity to travel. Of course, with the pandemic, they may not be doing so much traveling now, but they have an opportunity to travel. They also have an opportunity to run a bakery, which is housed in the Culinary Institute. It's called Layers. So they have an opportunity to actually run their own bakery. And then, of course, with our culinary arts technology degree, it's a phenomenal degree. We have chefs, as you can see on the picture here. Our chefs that work with our students and our professors are really hands-on with students and making sure that they know the ins and outs of working in the kitchen, as well as do they know how to work with people. That's one thing that I can attribute to the culinary professors, is that they really train you how to work with the public, in addition to obtaining that degree. So again, we want to make sure as a technical school that we're not just putting you in these programs, but we're also preparing you so that when you graduate, you can be you will be employable. Now, we also have our natural resources technology, and with our natural resources technology degree at HGTC, these are the only associate degrees of their kind in South Carolina. So if you're interested in golf and sports turf management, that's more on the landscaping side of things. So students interested in golf and sports turf management, they usually travel around the state of South Carolina and even outside of South Carolina to different golf courses. And of course, they survey the land. And make sure that the turf is growing how it should. Because if you are familiar with football stadiums also require turf management, because of course, thousands of people are going to see this turf on national television. So golf and sports turf management, for those people who are interested in landscaping and want to do it in terms of golf or any sports arena. Now, we also have forestry and wildlife management. Students can come to HGTC and they can either take the forestry pathway or they can take the wildlife management pathway. But with forestry and wildlife management, this particular program allows our students to come to HGTC for 2 years, and most students end up getting jobs with the Department of Natural Resources. Students also go on to work at different wildlife conservatories. So with our forestry and wildlife management degree, it's a really both of these degrees are unique because no other colleges provide these sort of degrees on a 2-year level. Clemson, Carolina does provide a forestry and wildlife management bachelor's degree, I think. But with HGTC, if you were to come here, you'll be spending half the money to get basically the same degree. Now, you can take that forestry and wildlife management degree and pursue further education at a place like Clemson, but most students get this degree and they go straight into the working world. Now, our university transfer programs are phenomenal programs at HGTC. If you are a student who knows what you want to do, but you want to get acclimated to the college life, you want smaller classroom sizes, but you just know that you want to go on and get a 4-year degree at a university, or you want to pursue a master's later on in life. So we have our university transfer programs. The two that we have are our associate in arts program and our associate in science program. Now, in addition to that, we also have our bridge program. As you can see in this lovely picture right here, with the bridge program, it is administered by both HGTC and CCU. And with the bridge program, students have to apply to Coastal Carolina University, but they apply to the bridge program, and once they get accepted to the bridge program, then of course we will have to get them oriented at HGTC as well as CCU, and as long as the student does well their first and second semester, then they have the opportunity of transferring fully to Coastal Carolina University. But the benefit of our university transfer program, or our bridge program, is going to be that residential experience. So students do get to live on Coastal Carolina's campuses. Students also get to utilize support services on both campuses, because of course you're going to be a student at both HGTC as well as CCU. And our advisors also cooperate with the advisors at CCU just to make sure that all the classes align, so that when you do get ready to transfer, you can. And then of course we also want to make sure that while you're at HGTC, you are taking transferable courses. Now, in addition to this university transfer bridge program, we also have our 2+2 bridge program. And with that 2+2 bridge program, if you are interested in nursing, as I was stating earlier, you can do your 2 years at HGTC and then finish your other 2 years at Coastal Carolina. But the benefit of starting your 2 years at HGTC is that you're gonna, after that 2 years, you're gonna be prepared to take your licensure for nursing. And that means that while you're doing your additional 2 years to get your bachelor's, you would already be working at that point, which is good because that's going to definitely offset some costs. Now the admissions and enrollment process at HGTC, everyone get your pencils out because I'm going to drop a little tidbit here. You want to make sure you're submitting an admissions application along with the $30 non-refundable application fee. So in order to submit that application, you will go to hgtc.edu and apply online. Now, if you're interested in applying to our college today, I have a fee waiver code and I can provide that to you, and I'm going to provide that to you. That fee waiver code is going to be CAM 2020. So that's CAM 2020. That is a fee waiver code that you can use to waive that $30 non-refundable application fee and apply to HGTC today. Now, after you submit that application and submit the code, of course, we still will need your, so right now, HGTC is waiving tests because of the pandemic. But if you have already taken the ACT and the SAT, we do strongly suggest that you have those scores submitted. If not, you'll be fine. We can still get you admitted to the college. It's just that if you have them, we would like them. And of course, AccuPlacer is also a placement test that is available to students if they have not taken the ACT or SATs. But with us waiving test scores, the AccuPlacer is for those students on an as-needed basis. So if you really need to take the AccuPlacer because we can't place you based on your transcripts, then of course you can set up an appointment, making sure that we're following protocol on any of our campuses to take the AccuPlacer placement test. Now there is remote options for taking the AccuPlacer, but again, you would have to contact our testing center to arrange that. In addition to submitting any scores you may have, you want to make sure you're submitting your high school and any college transcript. So that means that while you're in high school, if you're taking any college courses, so if you're taking any dual enrollment courses, make sure that you're getting that submitted to us as well so that we can get you properly placed. Now, after you submit to us all the documents that we may need, you want to make sure you're attending that new student orientation so that you can get acclimated to the college. You're going to meet with your new student advisor. Your new student advisor is going to help you map out your coursework while you're at HGTC. And the great thing about this new student advisor is that you don't just meet this new student advisor as a first-time freshman. You can build a relationship with that advisor from the time that you enter HGTC until the time that you complete your degree. And I always strongly suggest that students do that just so that they can stay on track and that they can meet the goals that they have set for themselves. Now, once you meet with that advisor is going to help you register for classes. They're going to show you how to register for classes, but if you have any issues, the advisor can also help you register for those classes. So that's our admission and enrollment process at HGTC. Now, I know I stated that I was going to speak briefly on the tuition comparison, but I'm just going to show you guys this quick graphic here. As you can see, in comparison to other colleges around the state of South Carolina, HGTC's tuition for a full year is starkly lower than your Clemson, your USC, your Francis Marion, or your Coastal Carolina. So a lot of times when I'm talking to students about attending college, and especially a 2-year college, you want to think about, am I getting a good education, but am I also saving money? Especially if you are one of those students who wants to go on and become and get your master's, if you want to go on and get a PhD. Saving that money in the beginning is going to help you in the end. Now, to help us talk about financial aid and scholarships, I have Tahisha Harris joining me today, and she's going to take over from here.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Jessica, so much for that introduction. I'm Taisha Harris. I work in the financial aid department at Georgetown Tech. I've been working in the financial aid for over 7 years now. One of the main things you want to do to receive federal aid is to have your FAFSA done. You want to go to this website here, which is fafsa.ed.gov. When you click on the website, you're going to see it says student aid. That's a major change that FAFSA has done. And the reason why it's changed to student aid because the FAFSA website has so much information. It's no longer is just a way for you to complete just your application for federal aid. It assists you with providing you information relating to your aids, also relating to federal loans. It also provides you information in the future, like if you already have information in your name, like for your parents, information, anything in the history. So whenever you decide to get any type of federal assistance in the future and later on in life, you want to find out what your records are, pretty much that website is everything. So that student aid gathers all information for you. Also on that FAFSA website, when you complete a FAFSA, for this year, the students are doing a 2021 FAFSA. With that information, they have to provide their 2018 financials. That means you have to provide tax information, W-2 information. Now, if you're under the age of 24, you have to provide your parent information as well. There's only certain standards that'll make you independent. Those standards are like if you're already married under the age already of 24, you're independent, such as supporting children. If you're saying that you're just independent because you're living by yourself, unfortunately, FAFSA doesn't count that as a status. I tried to do that. That didn't work for me either. So unfortunately, federal government consider you to be deemed as dependent until you reach that age of 24. So you have to provide your parents' information. With providing the parent information, always remember to type in everything accurately as possible. You don't want to guess with any of that information. By guessing, it can cause you to be selected for verification. That process is tedious. That's actually completed and processed at the school at a college level. That means what the school does is based on what you put on the FAFSA, the school would say, hey, I would need documents to verify. So even though you put tax information on the FAFSA, now it's actually provide these actual tax returns. It's actually provide your actual W-2s. It actually provide your parents' marriage certificate. So you definitely want to make sure you put in the most accurate information. I always suggest parents and students to also use the data retrieval tool if you can. The data retrieval tool is the easiest way not to be selected for verification as well. You also see our school code there. That's makes it easier for you when you're completing the FAFSA, so you don't have to look up anything. You'll make sure to just put our school code. Now, the priority deadline is always April 1st. The reason why we always state that priority deadline is for, let's say if you want all like grant aid, which is what a student wants, you want the free money first. So when you want the free money, you want to make sure to do this stuff ahead of time and early. So in order, just like anything else, in order to get something, free, you got to do it early. You got to do it in advance. So you have to make sure you do these things before, even though it says April the 1st, I'll be doing it March the 1st, February the 1st, because you got to think about it now with your tax information is 2 years prior. So there's really, no excuse when it comes to taxes, even with the new upcoming year. So if you're not graduating until next year, so you're looking at the 21-22 FAFSA, I think that FAFSA is going to be available for students and parents to complete around October or November this year. And that's going to require 2019 taxes. Most individuals already completed their 2019 taxes. And the year after that, it's going to require 2020 taxes. So most people are already going to have those taxes completed as well. So it's always going to be 2 years prior. So it's going to make it easy for the student and parents to have that information. If you look further on the slide, you will also see when it comes to federal grants that's available. There's one that we always call the FCOG. That's a first come, first serve. That one's normally like $500 per semester. It's very good. Like I said, it's free money that you can get, but it's all based upon when you're completing the FAFSA. So you want to complete it first come, first serve. Now, the Pell Grant, remember all these things when it comes to this grant funding is based on the EFC. You may ask me, what is she talking about with this EFC? Well, when you complete the FAFSA, what the FAFSA does is calculates everything in your household. So it calculates how many people you're putting in the household. It calculates how much income is provided in the household. If your parents are getting any assistance, such as food stamps, SSI, it does ask those questions. If you notice on the FAFSA, certain things would trigger that on the FAFSA. So when you answer that question at the end, it gives you a number that says EFC, and it's either going to be 0, and that number could be up to 100,000 I didn't seen it where it gets that high. So it's based upon that income, the number of people in the household, and the number in college. So pretty much if there's 4 in the household and they say there's $100,000. So a person with 4 in the household with $100,000, they may not be able and eligible for that FCOG and Pell Grant funding. And the reason why they may not be eligible for that funding because the federal government said there's too much money in the household for that student to receive the Pell Grant and the FCOG funding. So remember how the FAFSA works, it's based on a need base. So it's based on the need of the parent and student based on the income in the house. So if your parent has lower income, like if the less your income in the household with the amount of people in the household, those students unfortunately get the most access when it comes to grant funding. Now, if you're in a situation where you're a student and your parent makes decent money or a decent size of money, that's where you want to be making sure you actually apply for more scholarships, as many scholarships as you can through these websites like FastWeb, the scholarships.com. Also, I would check as well with your parents' jobs just to see if your parents' jobs are offering scholarships, because a lot of parents' jobs offer scholarships as well. So I would be checking on that as well. And if you have to, you also can have a federal loan, but just remember, loans are something you have to pay back. If you're in a situation where you do have to get the federal loan, those are loans you have to pay back. There's the subsidized loan and the unsubsidized loan. Just keep in mind when a student has to get a loan, a student has to get the subsidized loan first. The subsidized loan does not incur interest while you're in school. The unsubsidized loan does. Also, there's another loan that some students get, which is called the Parent Plus loan. That's what the parent gets for the student. Most students that we have sometime in the bridge program, they sometimes get those Parent Plus loans because the program is more costly because of course you have the housing fee and different things. So if you're going to a 4-year university or you need housing, with that type of budget, your parent may have to get that Parent Plus loan. But just keep in mind with the cost with that Parent Plus loan, it's going to benefit that student in the long run, so they won't have to worry about the stress of taking care of the housing and everything. All that will be included in their financial aid package. That's what the Parent Plus loan is for, to cover everything. So when we look in here, you'll see like the Life Scholarship. Now keep in mind, these aid here is South Carolina based. So when you're looking at the Life Scholarship, the lottery, the SC Wins, the need-based grant, these aid are specifically South Carolina. Now all the other aid that I was stating earlier, that could be for anyone, whether you're in state or out of state. Just keep that in mind. But when
I'm sorry to interrupt, Tahisha. I'm not sure who isn't muted. I think the facilitator hasn't muted their microphone. Can you please mute your microphone? Hello, can you please mute your microphone? Thank you.
Yeah, it sure was. Hold on, let me.
Can you please mute your microphone? I think that's the facilitator who doesn't have the microphone muted. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Jessica. So like I was stating, the slide that we were mentioning, that was pretty much can go for in-state and out-of-state student. But however, this one is specifically more for the in-state students. So I just want to keep that in mind. As I was explaining before, that was more for the in-state and out-of-state, because I know we're dealing with both. So when we're talking about the in-state aid, this is definitely for more of the in-state here, like the Life Scholarship here, that's for our in-state students. The lottery assistance, that's for our in-state students. But keep in mind, if you're getting the Life Scholarship, you can't also get the lottery. You can't get both. The Life Scholarship is up to $5,000. It can be less. It all depends on how many credit hours you're taking as well. Also, there's the SC Wins. Just keep in mind with the lottery and the SC Wins, they're only going to be paying up to tuition costs. Then there's the need-based grant. Not only the need-based can be from $625 to $1,250 for the academic year. That's normally the requirements for that. You normally have to be in at least 6 credit hours, and it's a first come first serve aid as well. So you want to get that faster than, like we said, before that April 1st date.
With the carrier oil, coconut oil, and then apply it to the skin and massage.
Thank you so much, Tahisha. And I'm not sure who is unmuted, but you're really, I'm not sure who is unmuted, but we can hear your entire conversation.
I mean, I would try that though. Still, just putting some on my, I couldn't,
All right, so we're going to try to move on here to the question and answer section of our presentation. As I stated earlier, my name is Jessica Nettles. I'm a recruiter for the college, and Ms. Taisha Harris is the financial aid counselor. While you guys have our information here, definitely feel free to go ahead and take that down. If you have any questions about programs, feel free to email me, or if you have any questions about financial aid, say you're an out-of-state student or you're an in-state student, feel free to contact Ms. Harris. Ms. Harris will be more than happy to answer any of your financial aid questions.
Yes.
This time, while we have 10 minutes left in the program, what questions do you have for us?
Well, if no questions yet, I want to mention also, I didn't mention, but it's good to mention that we also do have our HTC scholarship application for our students to fill out as well. Just keep in mind with that HTC scholarship, students can get from $500 to $1,500. And that's just from all our vendors all over. But just keep in mind, that's another additional for our in-state students as well, for you to fill out. That's free money again to receive just from putting in your information of generic of what you've done, community service wise, of free money. So there's so much money out there for you students, even for out of state. Just go out there and apply for scholarships. Do what you can to receive that funding for your financial aid. I just want to put that out there.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
So we'll wait on any questions while we still have time. And again, if you guys, okay, we have a question.
Okay.
All right, so the question is, I am a junior in high school and I'm taking early community college classes. What do you recommend me doing? So if you are someone who is already taking college courses, if you are interested in applying to Horry Georgetown Technical College, you would apply as a transfer student, of course, because you have transfer credits. You have to apply as a transfer student. But the benefit to that is that depending on what program you're interested in, you may have fulfilled a lot of the coursework that is needed. So depending on your career goals, if you've already taken like your English 101 or your Math 110, or if you've already taken your speech classes, a lot of those classes will transfer into any generic degree, because those are general education coursework, and that coursework is beneficial to any program that you're looking to enter, because at HGTC, even if you're taking just a certificate but you've taken general education courses, we can combine that into with our general technology degree. We can combine that and you can leave the college with an associate even though you also obtained a certificate. So it just depends on what it is that you are interested in doing, but taking those, so that's great. So if you are looking to do nursing, that's phenomenal, because you're already taking classes, sounds like, that are going to go towards that nursing degree. A lot of students, like I said, they start off at the 2-year level, get that associate degree in nursing at the 2-year level, because once you complete your ADN at any technical school, you're going to be eligible to take that licensure or sit for those board exams. And once you do that, then once you pass those board exams, you're practically a nurse. So you'll have your 2-year ADN degree, also your nursing license, and then you can take that degree, that nursing license, you can apply to an online program to get your bachelor's in nursing, and then in the next 2 years, have that bachelor's of nursing out the way. Or you can just do the ADN and still make the same money. You don't necessarily, a lot of people who go on to get bachelor's degrees in nursing, they do it because they want more higher level positions. But if you're fine with just, working as a nurse, then taking just the ADN you're still gonna come out making great money.
Mm-hmm. So true. And I would say too as well, Jessica, if that student is an in-state student, that student can have that life scholarship and then transfer over and have that life scholarship another 2 years. Plus a lot of schools, the 4 years, they do transfer scholarships. And that's regardless of you being in-state or out of state. So there's funding out there for that as well.
Awesome question. Thank you so much. Any other questions? Feel free to ask us. We are here to answer your questions. Looks like we got one. No problem, no problem. Thank you for attending our meeting. We're so happy that we were able to present today. So thank you so much for chiming in and tuning in. If anyone has any additional questions, now is the time to ask those questions. And if you don't feel comfortable asking them now, feel free to send me an email. If you send me an email, I will definitely get back to you. I can provide you with information. We can even set up a time to chat personally. One benefit of working at HGTC and our college is that we have these Gator chats. So I know you've seen Chomp all over all of the slides here, but you can set up a time to speak with me one-on-one in a Gator chat. You can access that easily on our website at hgtc.edu. And once you get to that Gator chat, sign up for it. We can talk about every concern you have concerning coming to a 2-year college. If you have any questions about transferring, I'll get you to the right person. If you have any questions about financial aid, again, I'll forward it to Tahisha, but we are here to help you. We want to make sure that you guys are educated on the process as well as on college as a whole. Do you have any final thoughts, Tahisha?
Well, I just want to tell the students that whatever they decide to do, that they make sure they make the right decision and the best decision for them when they're making their college decision, and go and make sure they push for the free money. The free money is the best way. Don't get into any debt. If they cannot get into any, don't get into any, because that debt, you have to pay back. So I always tell them to strive for their endeavor. Strive for your endeavor, but make sure you don't have to have that debt over your head.
Right.
Free money is the best. And there's nothing wrong with asking. Don't be afraid to ask any of us or anyone you may encounter. Don't be afraid to ask any of the staff. That's what we're here for. That's what we're here to do, is to assist you. Because without you asking questions, we don't know what you need, okay?
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much for that, Tahisha. I totally agree. And I always want to make sure that I'm being personable. So again, write down that email and check out those Gator chats if you want something more one-on-one so that we can discuss it further. So our time is, I think we got about 3 more minutes here. So if anyone has any additional questions, feel free to ask.
You all did great. All right, so I just want to say we're coming to an end at 12:45, but just going ahead and thank you for joining us. And also, we have a lot of additional sessions, so always go to CACRAO.org, and you'll see that there are many other sessions that are being recorded for you to join. So once again, thank you for joining us today, and we're going to log out from here.